Welcome back to I Only Listen to 90s Music. Y'all don't know we were taped a whole nother episode previously that was an hour and 15 minutes that that y'all never hear. But it is what it is. We other pressing issues that were arisen, and we will discuss that later on, that made this even sweeter that we would do it then. Stacy immediately said this was a blessing in our text group, like, did you see this? And then it was like that's what started.
Yeah.
Emoji hands.
Floodgate. You said that.
With them emoji hands, them praise hands.
Yeah. All right. Milli Vanilli documentary. Everybody got to check it out. I'm gonna go with you first, Stacy. What was your thoughts on the Milli Vanilli documentary?
It's a sad story, but really interesting to understand how they came about, how they became a group, that they weren't necessarily like with a typical boy band, right? They don't know each other. They get thrown together in the studio. These two were actually best friends and got thrown into the studio. And just to hear how they were hoping to be able to sing and were told, no, we don't want you to sing. How everyone swears that they didn't know that they can sing. And then the fact that they actually can sing. There was just a lot that we didn't know. If you were around during that time, you were singing "Blame It on the Rain," and girl, girl, you know it's true. But we also knew about the lip syncing, and we also knew the controversy about it, right? And how they were this big joke, right? That's it. Like they never lived that down ever. And I think the most amazing thing is that when I always thought that when the tape skipped at that concert, that was the end of it. Like that's when it was found out.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Like the tape skipped and they were still out touring. Like everybody was like,
a couple more months, Stacy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think people just were like, oh, well, sometimes they do playback at the concert, so it just messed up. Which the reality is that's not an absurd thing. That somebody has playback going at a concert and something goes wrong. So I didn't know that at the Grammys you had to be live and that they had to pay off the Grammy people to not be live. So there was so much that you learn, like I said, but it's a sad ending to it all. Like it's none of that had to happen. And it's really just someone taking advantage of Black people, even though they weren't American, they were still Black people, taking care of Black people who did not have the know-how or resources to know better, and just taking advantage of them. So it's a really tragic story, especially since one of them is no longer here.
And like the people that was actually singing, did they really get anything?
That part. That's the other part of it. Is that this Black dude who was rapping, who's like from Houston or whatever, right? And he apparently tried to, like, he was paid. Let's write this down, right? He was paid for his work, right? It's not like they stiffed him. He was paid for his work. But once Milli Vanilli started getting platinum albums, that's when he was like, well, that's supposed to be me. I'm gonna say something about it. And said something, but it was like broadcast overseas. Nobody knew who the hell he was. It was this Black man from Houston who
what you doing over here, nigga?
Like, yeah, okay, yeah, of course, you're the rapper behind Milli Vanilli. Okay, got whatever. So nobody freaking believed him. And then even now that it's all come out, I don't think he's doing any better than he was before.
Yeah, he driving buses or something.
What's interesting is the producer dude, Farrain. What was his name? Was the guy named Farrain, the producer? What was his name?
Yeah, something like that.
I'll look it up.
The producer. He was also in charge of other Black acts. We have posted it in the group before. We laugh about it. But what is it? Boney M, and they have that song Rasputin, and the joke is like you always see the video and it's 3 women and a guy, and they're like, when your dad tells you can start a group, but you got to bring your little brother with you and he's dancing around. So that's the group. They're called Boney M. And kind of find out their producer that was over Milli Vanilli also was in charge of that, was over them first, and they didn't sing either. Well, I need to actually like dig into that. I keep saying I'm gonna look that up because it's like they kept on saying the guy Boney M didn't sing; he was a dancer. But I always thought the women sang. Anyway, I didn't think of him as the singer. Like I don't know enough about the group, or maybe I haven't listened to watch the whole video to know that he wasn't a singer. I don't know, but again, but just that idea that's a German group. Who knew that they were German? That's a German group. And you got Milli Vanilli, one's French, one is German. So they're over there and getting got by these white folks. Like, I mean, yeah, I know over there they just look at it all as everybody's German. Yeah, it's some black Germans and some white Germans, and the white Germans was getting over.
Yeah.
It's LaBouche is the other group.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, LaBouche.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know the lead singer that she died, man, in 2001 in a plane crash.
Damn.
Well, it's interesting what that is like you said earlier, Stacey, that they could, well, at least we know for sure that Fab could actually sing.
Yeah.
Fabian Fab can sing like he sounds like these songs. Now, it could be him mimicking it so long that he does sound like it. Or could he really sing? That's what I don't know where is where. You know what I mean? Like somebody could sing Michael Jackson for a long time and imitate him. And maybe he can imitate the song.
But can't
because
sing.
He's heard it so much and performed it so much.
But,
that's the only thing I wonder with that.
But I even said when you lip sync, do you actually sing though? You're so used to just lip syncing. Are you actually making words?
Well, supposedly when you're lip syncing, you're supposed to actually sing it so it looks real.
I get that. That makes sense. Yeah. That definitely makes sense. But I feel like I think the reason that they gave of, oh, you have such strong accents and that's going to be a problem. And we do know that if you don't have an American accent and you're singing, you know, American songs, it doesn't always show up, but sometimes in certain words. So like with Adele or Corinne Bailey Rae, when they say certain things, like I hear can't instead of can't, right? Like, you know, so, but even with that though, I think we knew they're not American, so we wouldn't have tripped off of it. Now, maybe with the rapping, it may have been a little something, but hell, Sleep was fucking British. So like, it's just, it was an excuse that wasn't needed. Or as much as we've done, I mean, yes, auto-tune is more prevalent now, but for them, they could have absolutely created songs where they didn't have to sing as much. Maybe, you know, maybe they just don't do ballads. You just do pop songs, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's what you do. I mean, there's no way that Milli Vanilli were thought of as the only group that couldn't sing out there. There are plenty of other groups who were at least able to get a hit record and, you know, you just kind of played around what the sound was. So again, it's something that didn't have to happen. It did happen. Milli Vanilli ruled the world for a bit, won a Grammy, and then had to give it back.
It's Frank Farian is the producer, dude. Just people. What's messed up was when he died though, and that when he went to the funeral, and they said that they took off everything that everyone else had, flowers and stuff, and then put all his stuff up front. And then he shows up outside the funeral like he'd been there the whole time doing interviews.
He is the equivalent of Red in the Five Heartbeats.
Big Red.
Big Red coming up in the Five Heartbeats, coming up in the funeral. I'm so sorry.
Man, I missed him. I didn't even know he was hooked on drugs. Like, Negro, you part of the reason. Like,
that's exactly it. So they were... they were everywhere, and then they became. And what's crazy is they kept on showing Arsenio, making fun.
Arsenio used to go hard on them,
and Arsenio was going hard before they found out. Immediately, like Arsenio was like, "No,
man didn't live in color."
no. Arsenio was like, "Nah, this ain't."
Hey, that's the next thing I was like, he was on him. He was on them for like months before.
Day one, Arsenio was like,
like nope,
this ain't it. So in Living Color, like they were the joke. They said they were already getting made fun of, but once that came out, it was. I mean, this was like a huge controversy.
I remember
when they did a performance at the Grammys and they showed everybody. Like De La Soul and everybody was looking at them like this is some bullshit. Like,
and they lost. And then when you look at the category that they won and the people they were up against, like they lost to Soul to Soul. Like Soul to Soul lost to them. And we all know that was the song. Like
you still hear it.
You still hear that song. To this
day.
They
redid it for Belly.
This is what I'm saying.
And slowed it down and remixed it.
Right. So like there were so many other options that year that could have won, and the fact that they got it, and then no one has that. So it's not like they won, they had to give it back, and now someone else has that Grammy. That's it. Like
nobody won.
No one won that year. Is what the history books.
Oh, I was wondering that. I forgot to research that. So they never didn't give it to like somebody else. Like
no,
hey,
there is no first place, second place. Either you won or you didn't. So there is no runner-up where the next somebody else gets to have it. No. So what was it, 1990?
90.
Something like that. Yeah. So whoever like that award just it's nowhere. They probably
did they go on Arsenio Hall?
I don't think they ever went on. I
doubt it.
Who would book that? Like even if the booker calls. So even when the booker reaches out to the publicist to set it all up, no publicist worth their salt would accept that invitation to go on Arsenio Hall.
Well, the one dude put them in the Grammys. Their other manager put them in the Grammys, and nobody wanted it to happen.
Well, that because he allegedly didn't know. He's like, "What's the big deal? Like, why'd you send us up for a Grammy?" But what I've learned is this:
don't you want to win a trophy?
Right? You don't want no trophy. As much as well, y'all know that everything in the dark comes to light, right? But what's definitely going to make it happen is when an award is involved. You can bullshit the public for as long as you want to, but once an award is involved and you are given something for that work, the truth will come out. That story I told y'all about with the Washington Post and the the black lady, Janet, I forget her last name right now, who wrote that false story and had the whole nation, including the president, in the uproar. And it was
like a welfare queen thing or something like that. She had followed some woman around.
No, it wasn't the welfare queen thing. That's we'll talk. That's a whole other thing. It's a welfare queen story. But this was, she had found basically the heroin was becoming big in the 80s, and she was a reporter. Yada yada yada. She did this story about an 8-year-old addicted to heroin. Huge story.
Yes.
Okay. I remember it.
Huge story, whatever, right? Washington Post is coming off of not only the Pentagon Papers, but also Watergate. So they have this amazing track record, and she lies. And the reason they found out was because she won a fucking Pulitzer. That's how they figured it out, was that she won the Pulitzer. And that's when little small details, but even just about her, it wasn't even nobody trying to catch her up, but that's how they started finding out things. Like,
then people was like, "Hey, can we go find this kid and help him?" Like, where do we find him to be able to go help?
Or one of the schools that she said that she went to, newspaper, post and everything. She won the Pulitzer. She's a graduate of Vassar. Vassar's like, "Oh snap! One of our people let's put this in the alumni letter." What year did she graduate? So again, not trying to be messy. We're trying to.
She putting on. We putting on for our own.
Right. And wait a minute. She didn't graduate from Vassar.
Hold on. She had lied even about her credentials?
Yeah.
She went all the way with it.
Yeah, she had lied about credentials, everything. So it's deep. But like I said, point is that you can bullshit your way into a job. You can bullshit your way to all kind of shit. But once you start getting recognition and people start rewarding you something, now there's a problem, right? It's not saying that it wasn't a problem when you lied, but at this point, you've made a fool out of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all it is that you've made a fool out of us because we believed you and believed in you and what you were giving us. We loved it, spent money on it. And now come to find out it was all fake. So I think if nothing, it is the lie, but it's also you just feel disrespected and betrayed.
Mm-hmm. Like, damn, it ain't no Santa Claus.
That part. Yeah, but that's
exactly. Janet Cook. I just Googled it real quick. So it's Janet Cook is the woman.
That's her last name. Yeah, Janet Cook. I couldn't think of her last name, but it's anybody. If you're interested, look up Janet Cook in the Washington Post, and it is a crazy story about what she did, and then just how after that happened, she had to give the Pulitzer back. She of course lost her job at the Washington Post and has never been a writer again. She's in her 60s now, something like that. So
I'm looking here. It says she married a diplomat and moved to Paris at 85. Lived there for the next decade. Then she got divorced, and then she's just been kind of bopping around a little bit.
Yeah,
she sold the film rights for 1.6 million in 96.
Still waiting on that movie. Like I said, it's an interesting little tidbit. But yeah, once
the other guy's Jason Blair. The other guy I was thinking about with the welfare mom was Jason Blair. If y'all don't know if y'all remember that when we first got to college. He was a black dude that worked at at the New York Times that wrote an article about this welfare clean he was following around and stuff, and they found out that he didn't even graduate from Northwestern, all kind of stuff like that. Period.
Yeah, like I said,
like he went there for like 2 years, but he never graduated. Yeah,
like that's the worst thing you can do, I think, is make a fool of the American, or just in general. Like I said, you put out something like there was the guy. What's the book? A Million Little Pieces. I'm gonna say what it is. So A Million Little Pieces. A guy wrote this book, New York Times bestselling. Oprah fucking loves the book. Oprah's like, wait, did I lose some weight? I did. So Oprah's like, hey, you gotta come on my show, talk about the book. It's about him in recovery with drug addiction and everything. And kind of find out it was all lies. And what you do not do is lie to Oprah. You also do not go on her show and lie to Oprah. Oprah almost shut down the whole beef industry. You think she won't fuck you up over a book?
Like, nigga, I'm trying to put you on.
I'm trying to put you on, and this is what you do to me?
You gonna lie?
I ain't even try to get 10%, my normal 10%.
I'm trying to get
10%. I'm trying to put you on. But yeah, once awards and recognition come into play. So that's the same. You do this scam because you want to be famous, right? You want to get that recognition. But once it starts happening, then that's when people start finding out your secrets. Like these are movies, like there are movies that are like this. Where it's like all of a sudden, like now he's on top of the world, but there's somebody who knows who he really is, who knows his
like I don't know if you've seen that Jeffrey Wright movie that's coming out, where like he's been writing books and then he writes like a ghetto book, and then everybody starts loving it, but they don't know who he really is, and he just keeps on like he starts writing them more and more. It's a brand new movie. It's getting ready to come out with Jeffrey Wright, so you know it's gonna be flop.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, and so he basically does like some. What's the dude that makes all the little hood books now? Like, you know, he'd be like, so what they want me to see? He said in the trailer, he's like, what they want me to call it? He's like, bitch, put yourself in place. And he was like, yeah, we want you to talk like that for the book. And so he wrote a book just like his publisher wanted him to do, just being funny.
What's his name? Quan Mills?
Quan Mills, that's it. He wrote a Quan Mills book and it blew up. And like everyone started loving him. And then he kept writing them. And then someone is like in the trailer, one of his friends is like, dude, ain't even you. He's like, what is me? And like, so it gives you a whole thing of like can you, like you said, Stacey, you get caught up in it and you live in the lie. Now you literally live in the lie. So now you got to live the lie correctly. You got to believe the lie and live it. Like this is me now. I did go Northwestern. I know everything about the school now. I went there. Yes, I know Professor Green.
Yeah.
It may not remember
one of the buildings.
I just sit right in the corner, in the third seat from the corner. You remember? And then somebody that been there so long, like, yeah, I remember you being.
Sean used to wear that green jacket.
You know, black folks' memory is ridiculous. We will, because we don't want you to know that we don't remember you.
Yeah, you like, man.
Especially when you're dealing with your grandma. You know, Pastor Green? No, I don't. Yes, you do. Remember he taught you how to tie a tie? No, I don't remember who taught me how to tie a tie. It was Reverend Simmons. Yeah, Granny. You know what, Granny? You got it. You right.
You don't remember her? She used to babysit you when you was a baby. Okay.
Oh, when I was a baby. Yeah. I remember now.
I remember that. Yeah.
You jogged my memory from one.
Yeah.
Like, you probably ain't seen her since you was a baby, but I'm sure I'm 40. I'm 42.
Yeah. Like 42 years.
So you telling me probably 41 and a half years ago I saw this person.
And I didn't know they a good 70.
Look, I didn't know who you was at that time. I didn't even know you for real. Like whoever was giving me milk, that's where I was trying to hang out. So
whoever was feeding and changing me.
Right, that's who I'm kicking it with today.
All right, Andre 3000 drops a non-verbal vocal album, a flute album. Stacy, you have listened to this album. I have not. I just haven't been in the zone. I heard that I need to get a bath, and I don't think I have. I only have one tub in here, and it's in my daughter's room. So I don't have like a tub to get into at all. Like I only got showers in one tub, and she won't let me use it. So let me know about this album.
I like it. But okay, so I don't like the album just because it's Andre 3000's album. I'm putting that out there, right? I am a fan of Outkast. I'm not a super fan of Outkast, right? Like, so like, I mean, I like Outkast, like their songs, whatever. Right? I'm not a super fan, like, you know, whatever. But with this album, I'm fine. I'm absolutely happy with it. Why? Because this is right up my alley. During the day or when I'm studying or whatever, I'm listening to chill lo-fi beats on Spotify. I'm listening to ambient music or something. I think a playlist I saved called Instrumental Study. So I listen to that all day anyway. This, like turning that on, I felt like I just hit play on something on Spotify. So it works for me. Like it's absolutely fine. I can play it in the background while I'm working. And it's it's calming, right? But that's it's intended to be, right? It's intended to be calming. And you know, don't nobody else. Well, I ain't gonna say don't nobody else. There are a lot of people who are very angry.
Well, he said, well, you knew what you was getting.
People are very upset that Andre 3000 did not drop a rap album. He has told us on many occasions that he don't want to make a rap album.
And he don't owe us nothing.
One, he don't owe us shit, right? Like he doesn't owe us shit. Two, told y'all he doesn't want to make a rap album. He doesn't have anything. It's well, what you mean you ain't got nothing to say? Nas just dropped an album. Nas did just drop an album. Andre 3000 told you that he doesn't have anything to say to you, right? And then this is the equivalent, and also he's been walking around with that flute for years, right? Like people have been getting videos, everything, right? Like him walking around with that flute. So he's been practicing this flute, and he wanted to express himself by making an album with him playing the flute. So either you listen to the album or you don't. Like you know for a fact there are no lyrics at all. There are no bars.
No bars
at all. There are no.
Did Lupe say he was gonna do something on there, like a remix or something? I saw.
Who?
One of the songs, Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, Lupe, I think, said he's gonna remix something.
He just said he was gonna rap over one of the
there are no words at all. And yet people turn it on and get to like the second song. We're like, wait, so it really ain't no bars on it? I don't know what were you looking for him to say? This is the equivalent of going into a vegetarian restaurant and getting upset that they don't serve meat.
Mm-hmm. I thought they had some steaks in the back though.
So you mean tell me I can't get bacon on this burger? Yeah,
so
wow.
Yeah,
wow.
So y'all ain't got no chicken either.
Y'all ain't got no chicken.
Okay, nobody.
I know y'all ain't got no meat, but y'all ain't got no fish.
There's some shrimp.
Yeah, y'all at least got some fish though, right? Mm-hmm. Oh man, y'all wild up in here. I don't know about this. So like that's exactly what's happening here. Is that he literally says it's an album. I'm playing the flute. Here it is. And niggas went out and bought streamed the album.
Streamed it.
And immediately got upset. It's something they didn't pay for.
That's the key that they didn't pay for.
Let's put that out there, though. Let's put that out there because if you're streaming, you're not paying for it at all. Period. Right? You're just not. You're not
you can go to the next album. Go to the next selection.
You're not paying for it. This isn't like back in the day where you would have had to come out of that $17.99 and got home and then found out.
Now that'd have been different. Now if that happened, then that may have been different because we didn't have technology like that to understand and know. You just be like, oh, I'm walking in the same.
Like, no, it's gonna be a hidden track on there somewhere. So if it's gonna be a hidden track on there somewhere, I know.
I'm dead at the hidden track because that was definitely a point in life where you had to keep letting that song play because you ain't know. You got to let that last track play because it might be something on there. I don't know. How many songs do we not know existed because we didn't let the song play?
Yeah.
Oh man. But and maybe people thought it was gonna be like on Love Below, where he did all the singing on there. Then the last song he had the Untitled song where it was like 6 minutes him just rapping a story.
Mm-hmm.
People just wanted that. They wanted one of them.
People don't understand that no means no.
That's true.
No bars, no raps. There are none. I have nothing.
Just want to play his flute and be a civilian.
That's it. And there's the GQ interview with him. You can watch it on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, and really enjoyed it. He is enjoying just being a regular person. And he's been living the regular ass person life for quite some time. And we can talk about, is there an age for rappers or whatever, right? Because you'll tell one person, oh, niggas too old to rap, and then tell somebody else, oh, you can still rap or whatever at that age, yada, yada. And like he said, I'm 48 years old. I'm supposed to talk about I had a colonoscopy, done or whatever. But I mean, and that's real shit. And not to say that you can't rap about getting a colonoscopy or that you don't have anything to rap about. But if that's not where you are mentally and spiritually, if that's not just where your mind is, then that's not where your mind is. So like the public would literally rather him put out something that he has
that he doesn't want to do.
Where this doesn't want to do, won't put his heart into it just so they can get him rapping. And now
I'll just take these little two features a year. One or two features every other year.
And then to that point though, should he stop doing features? Is him telling us I don't have anything to rap about, but then showing up doing a feature? Is that like, well, wait, which one is it? Or is it simply you don't have an album in you? You got some bars, you just don't have an album.
Right, just doesn't have an album.
You don't have an album in you. But I feel like because he keeps,
I think it's the album thing.
Yeah, it may be, but I feel like because he keeps every other year or so dropping a feature on something and it's fucking amazing, we're like, okay, well, can we get an album then? And he's like, no, I'm not making an album. What the hell? like can we get, what's happening? So like maybe he needs to stop doing features and we'll stop asking for more lyrics because he keeps giving them to us every couple of years.
Mm.
But why does he owe us that though? Like, what? I mean, he doesn't. Like, why does he even owe us whatever he does? Whatever he owe us
anything. He doesn't owe us anything. Like
everybody just wants it.
Everybody just wants it. He didn't owe us this food album. He doesn't owe us anything. Yeah. Right. And then even with people being able to take pictures of him or video him out there playing his flute, randomly walking around, he didn't owe us to let us to be able to take pictures of that. Like, so like he owes us not one damn thing. I'm just saying that like I think because he keeps dropping those features is why we're hungry for more. We keep getting a little appetizer and we're like, where's the entree? Can we get an entree?
You want the meal.
Where the meal at? Dang, okay. All right. You ain't doing no music, cool. But then bam, here come a feature. Well, dang, hold on. I thought you said we was gonna eat.
Somebody else that flipped the feature or flipped something randomly is Snoop Doggy Dogg, who did, and I know y'all call him Snoop Dogg. I still call him Snoop Doggy Dogg. I'm sorry.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Uncle Snoop. Dog.
Yeah. He played y'all with the pump fake and said he wasn't smoking no more. That's because he got a smoker. Smoker for meat.
Smokeless fire pit.
Right, makes a whole big post of it. And what I think was the
podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure, health, femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists, so
but also two people who grew up like with both parents, married parents, and then like you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her siblings and my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's from that perspective.
Looking at life through that lens.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us.
Mm-hmm.
From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
The amazing part of the announcement was how everybody was like, yeah, right. Like, no one believed him. Like, he's like, after talking to my family and friends and everything, I've decided to give up the smoke. And I think it's maybe just because of the way it was phrased that people knew, nah, something's up with this.
And he did it before. Remember, he started smoking before in the early 2000s.
What?
Remember the early 2000s, he started smoking weed. So, and he came back after
how long did that last?
Month or two.
Like a couple months?
Like a month or two. Yeah.
So now he's back and is like, I done gave up the smoke. And what smoke was he talking about? He's like, I'm tired of my clothes smelling like smoking air. So I'm thinking as I'm watching the little commercial, I'm like, oh, maybe he's going to vape pens. Bet. Right? That's the great solution. No, he's just talking about smokeless fire pits.
Just a smokeless fire pit.
Yeah, you
like it's because it's his whole brand is smoking though.
Yeah,
it is.
Leaves by Snoop.
It is. And so the idea of him giving it up, I mean, that is a whole is a complete rebranding. Like completely. Because it's like fine, you don't smoke anymore.
I would assume that Wiz Khalifa wouldn't like it. Like it'd be a whole bunch of people that'd be like, what you doing? You messing up our money.
Yeah, we're supposed to go on tour.
Because it's the reality of so if you just because you stop smoking, does that mean do you stop supporting it? Do you stop what about the investments that you have in the cannabis industry? That doesn't mean that you have to stop that, but then does that make you a hypocrite? So it's like there's so much that goes into that with it, right? Like maybe, I mean, can you say I'm done smoking? I'm still have my company, but I'm not smoking anymore. And it makes people like, well, wait, why is smoking bad? Like why? Like right, you can't do that. So like I said, we didn't know what it was. We knew something was up. We figured most people thought he was just going to moving to edibles or something. But no, a smokeless fire pit. I would like to see the sales on this thing.
Yeah.
I would like to see if anybody gives a damn about this smokeless fire pit.
I bet you so.
Yeah. We'll see. It ain't no George Foreman grill.
That's just Snoop trying to get the one up on Shaq. Watching that Shaq come out with some next month. A new commercial. Well, no, he got the Shaq-a-roni. He got the Shaq-a-roni at Papa John's. So they just going back and forth with each other.
The Shaq-a-roni.
It's a big ass pepperoni pizza. It's just a big ass pepperoni pizza. It's called the Shaq-a-roni.
Oh man, that's what the Shaq-a-roni. Why be John Blanc? All right, let's get into it. Our Grammy nominations have come out. We're gonna just break down the black categories, everybody. We're not gonna do every category when we think about just the categories of black people in. Sorry if you came for the electronic category or country or rock or bluegrass.
The Swifties, none of them.
Yeah, that's not happening here today. All right, but we will do some other ones, like so record of the year. We'll do that. John Baptiste, Worship, Not Strong Enough, Boy Genius, Flowers, Miley Cyrus, What I Was Made For, Billie Eilish, On My Mama, Victoria Monet, Vampire, Olivia Rodrigo, Antihero, Taylor Swift, Kill Bill, SZA.
I'm just excited to see SZA.
I'm gonna be honest, I've only heard two of these songs.
Me too. I was like, I only know two of them songs.
I don't know what I know from that list, but what I will say, I think I know one song or something. But either way, I'm just happy to see Victoria Monet and SZA in the category.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. I have, like I said, I know the Victoria Monet song. I have not listened to SZA's album. No reason, I just haven't. But I've heard nothing but good things about her album. I've heard nothing but good things about Victoria Monet's album as well.
Did Victoria
It's
Monet,
good.
did she blow up off TikTok, or was she already kind of had some momentum going?
No, she was out. She's been out for a while, man.
Okay, because I didn't.
She's
I'm
on
just starting to
Nas's
start hearing about her.
Yeah, she was on Nas's Life is Good album, singing on there.
Okay.
She's on a whole bunch of like songs, like singing the hook as like a feature artist for a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And she wrote it for
I'm
a lot
just
of people
getting
too.
hip to her.
Yeah. All right, this next category is best new artist.
Victoria Monet has a writing credit on every studio album released by Ariana Grande.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
Boom.
So she ain't new to this. She true to this.
Okay.
All right. Next, best new artist. So we skipping around. So y'all, like I said, if you look for bluegrass, we ain't doing that. Gracie Abrams, sorry. Fred again, Ice Spice, Jelly Roll, Coco Jones, Noah Kahan, Victoria Monet, The War and Treaty. Now, before y'all go into y'all assessments, I feel weird about Ice Spice being in this. Not because of whatever she does. It's just that everybody else here feels more musically inclined in what they're doing. I feel like than she does. And I'm sorry. We already talked about Milli Vanilli. Do we want another Milli Vanilli? Well, we got to take back something.
Because she show raps like she don't care.
I think she does.
Like she just like, I'm just doing this so I can pass my class. She rap like it's a school project.
Let's see what you got on this category.
I was actually just reading the criteria for best new artist, which explains a whole lot. That's what I was reading.
And what is it that you have?
So the official guidelines are as follows. For a new artist who releases during the eligibility year, the first recording which establishes the public identity of that artist. Note that this is not necessarily the first album released by an artist.
That's got to be new, right? That's got to be a new part of the category.
So much sense, though, because I know I've said that before, where somebody was up for like best new artist or one best new artist, and I remember thinking to myself, but they've been out for a while. This is within the last couple of years. I don't remember who it was, but I just remember thinking they've been out for a while to be up for best new artist or even to win that. But this makes sense. It's the first recording that establishes the public identity of the artist. So think of it this way, right? Like, you could have been doing mixtapes for
underground.
You could have been underground.
And I think that's what may change this category. That's what I think changed this category, Stacey. Because back in the day, their first album everybody heard was the first time people heard you in '95.
Yeah, they probably, the record label probably just added a couple more songs on it.
Well, then there's somebody. So they said, for an example, this not necessarily for like, so an example, somebody named Shelby Lynn won the award in 2001. But she had already released 6 albums over the previous 13 years.
Wow. Now that's kind of egregious.
No, that's like E40
6 albums.
coming out.
That's in
now.
early 2000. Best new artist, E40.
Best new artist, E40. 40 water.
So,
all right, as we continue to black categories, producer of the year, non-classical, Jack Antonoff, Dare D and Milli II, Hit Boy, Metro Boomin, Dan Negro, Dan Negro. I don't know. That's one.
Metro Boomin.
I like Metro.
I'm happy to see Metro in here. I mean, Hit Boy was killing it this year too.
Yeah, Hit Boy too. But I like Metro.
Yeah, this. What you got, Stacey?
I'll go with Metro. That's fine.
Like, I guess.
I guess
You feeling? You just like, I'm just gonna keep the St. Louis family in it.
No, I'm just gonna keep it rolling.
All right. Let's go R&B rap in our last part. R&B rap category. Best R&B performance: Chris Brown, "Summer Too Hot." "Back to Love," Robert Glasper featuring Sir and Alex Isley. "I See You," Coco Jones. "How Does It Make You Feel," Victoria Monet. "Kill Bill," SZA. I actually have heard all these songs.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that Coco Jones.
That Coco Jones is kind of hard.
Yeah.
No, this is for best who?
R&B.
Best R&B performance.
I feel like this could be Victoria Monet's year. Or she could be like the upset, right? Where like either she's finna get it or she ain't finna get nothing, right? Like it's because she's nominated for several things. So I feel like either she's gonna get everything or
like how Adele did.
Like if she don't get something early, you know she ain't getting nothing later.
Right. So like I said, if she get either I think she's gonna really get it all or she ain't really getting nothing. Or she's not gonna get anything. That's what's gonna be the craziness of it. Like Chris Brown, they ain't gave him a Grammy since like 07.
Yeah, he only got one.
He only got one.
That's the only one he got.
That's all he got. So they don't really let Chris come to too many family events.
Yeah, they gonna be like,
because he got a little.
They be like, he gonna get one that Soul Train.
Right, he got a little drug problem. He got a little problem. So I don't really let Chris.
Chris Brown put that in his rider for the drugs, like for this performance. Like, oh, you can't put that in your rider. You can't put coke in your rider. Oh, dang.
A little nose candy.
Yeah.
Form. So yeah. But yeah.
All right.
Who knows?
Best
like
traditional R&B performance.
Tradition.
Go ahead, Stacey.
No, I was gonna say, like I said, it'd be interesting to see if Chris even shows up. Like I don't know if he ever goes to the Grammys at this point. I would.
He's mad for the Robert Glasper thing. What was that? What, a year or two ago?
That was last year.
That was last year.
That was last year. Yeah.
That was like last year. So and then he's up against Robert Glasper. So there's the potential.
Hey, they some assholes for that, Stacey. They some assholes for that.
There's the potential. This could happen again. If Robert Glasper wins that category, Chris Brown might run up on stage, which is why he's a security risk. He's a security risk. That's what I'm saying.
He broke it down though on the R&B Money pod on Tank's podcast. He broke down like the categories, you know, how they should do it, and they just had Chris in the wrong one last year.
So best traditional R&B: Simple, Babyface featuring Coco Jones, Lucky, Kenyon Dixon, Hollywood, Victoria Monet featuring Earth, Wind and Fire and Hazel Monet. Good Morning, PJ Morton featuring Susan Carroll, Love Language, SZA.
I'm going with that boy Kenneth.
Oh yeah.
You're going with
traditional R&B performance comes from the man who does traditional rhythm and blues. That's the problem. Is that R&B has gotten away from the rhythm and the blues. It just focuses on the and. That's what it is.
They ain't got that pen either. That pen.
Let's only put that and in there. That's all it is. They need to put that rhythm back in the blues.
Who you got here, Stacey?
Kenneth.
Okay. All right. Best R&B song: Angel, Haley Bailey. Back to Love, Robert Glasper, Alex Isley. I See You, Coco Jones. On My Mama, Victoria Monet. Snooze, SZA.
Snooze by SZA was written by Kenneth.
And I like Snooze.
Babyface Edmund.
I like this Snooze.
And I don't feel, and again, so with R&B, that just shows how R&B is changed, because I don't consider On My Mama an R&B song.
Yeah. It's more popish, right?
It's more what's Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip hop R&B?
Hip hop soul.
like hip hop soul, hip hop R&B, like that's what it is, which honestly needs to be a category.
Like trap soul, kind of like that Bryson Tiller type sound. Ain't that what they called it? That trap soul.
I hear what you're saying. I'm thinking about that. I don't want to call it trap soul, but I do think there's a hip hop R&B, hip hop soul category out there that should be created. And the Grammys isn't going to do it. By the time the Grammys does it, we're not going to have hip hop soul anymore. But it'll be something else. But that is, I think, like I said, the fact that we can differentiate between traditional R&B, and then there's even like a progressive R&B album category as well. So we're seeing that there's that tree and things are branching off. So like I said, for me, Victoria Monet, it's not an R&B song. But if that's what we're calling R&B, then yes, like that sound. Like I said, and then
So
for anybody
we're going
out there,
to,
I'm not missing the song. I'm just saying that I don't think it's R&B.
So we're gonna skip the best progressive R&B album because that's going to segue into our last topic. So best R&B album: Girls Night Out, Babyface, Why Didn't I Tell You, Coco Jones, Special Occasion, Emily King, Jaguar 2, Victoria Monet, Clear 2, Soft Life, Summer Walker.
I have no.
This is an album.
Yeah, this is the best R&B album. I have. Best. What is? No, this is best. Oh yeah, this is best R&B album. I have no
R&B album.
I have no opinion at all. I don't know.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't have no. I mean, I don't like Summer Walker at all.
I'll claim Babyface, and if somebody's like, "Oh, you just because you old," that's fine. I just claim Babyface.
Yeah, Summer Walker had the jams.
Okay. Well.
All right, we in rap. Best rap performance: The Hillbillies, Baby Keem featuring Kendrick Lamar, Love Letter, Black Thought, Rich Flex, Drake and 21 Savage, Scientists and Engineers, Killer Mike, Andre 3000 and Future, and Aaron Allen Kane. Players: Coi Leray.
I'm shocked that Coi Leray got a Grammy nomination for Players. However, there's no however.
It's everywhere though. That's in commercials and everything. It's in commercials and everything.
I do hear when I get in the car. I do like I've heard it like playing in the background. But I'm going with Scientists and Engineers because I agree.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Low key, don't you think this Coi Leray should have maybe been in the pop category for best pop song?
I guess yeah, it's because it's on Z107. It's top 40. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's that and that's
go ahead, Scott.
That's that downfall.
Go station.
No, I'm saying that's that downfall. Is because you can have an R&B song, but once it hits top 40, then now you cross to the pop. And it's like that's not what you made, right? Like you didn't make a pop song, but now it's getting paid its own.
Like let's go back to like when SWV made the Human Nature remix. Did that cross over because it was off the Free Willy? Or it didn't? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm just using that as an example.
You're on to something. You're on to.
I'm thinking of like something like Ani Kamosi.
Oh yeah,
This the hot stuff.
Yeah, hot step at Paperboy Diddy.
Even though Listen to Me Tick was my joint.
Who?
Listen to Me Tick was my joint by Ani Kamosi with the Brat.
Oh yeah. And what was the white boy Snow Informer?
So,
is that a crossover right there, Stacey?
What?
Something that crossed over was like, oh,
no, I was gonna say no. So the right here, the remix was Hot 100. It was Billboard Hot 100. And then it was also on the dance singles chart.
Yeah, because I know it's on one of them.
Oh, well, then that's option.
Them, them little albums where it mix all the songs.
Yeah, one of those. Now that's what I call music.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, and it was also on the U.S. mainstream top 40 Billboard. So yeah, that's a crossover right there, baby.
That's they crossover.
That'll do it. That's a crossover.
All right, best melodic rap performance. This is a new category. Sitting on Top of the World, Burner Boy featuring 21 Savage, Attention, Doja Cat, Spin Bout You, Drake and 21 Savage, All My Life, Little Durk featuring J. Cole, Low, SZA.
I feel like this category is created for Drake. I'm just saying,
you're right.
Best melodic rap performance for a solo or collaborative performance containing both elements of R&B melodies and rap. We've had that forever.
Because Notorious Thugs would have won it.
Nigga, say it again. Say it again.
Notorious Thugs would have won it for about 3 years straight.
So yeah,
I can see them doing All My Life too, low key, with Lil Durk and J. Cole.
I can see that,
but Drake's gonna win this. Drake's got to win his inaugural award, right?
Well, so I think
Drake ain't gonna be there.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, are we gonna get a Drake and 21 Savage? Can we get a performance out of Drake at the Grammys? If Drake performs, like if Drake has to perform, he'll be there. Like if they want him to perform, he'll come.
But that's
it. But yeah, I don't have an opinion on this. I just don't want it to be Doja Cat.
The Drake category. Hold on, is Doja Cat in hip hop or she in R&B? I don't know what she is.
She's nothing.
No, she's in rap.
The same thing happened. What was it, last year or something? I think she was up for, or she got a rap award, or she was up for one.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I kept saying, I'm like, so this Doja Cat girl, she raps, right? And everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, y'all sure? Like the sure? Like, yeah, she nice. Okay. I mean, she's up for best melodic rap performance. This is where we are.
She's also up for best rap song is the next category. She's up for best rap song too. Attention, Doja Cat, Barbie World, Nicki Minaj, Ice Spice, Just Wanna Rock, Little Uzi Vert, Rich Flex, Drake and 21 Savage, Scientists and Engineers, Killer Mike and the Crew.
I wanted to go to Scientists and Engineers. A piece of me wants Lil Uzi Vert to be there and dance.
That song was everywhere.
That song was everywhere, and it's a song. It's a song about nothing. Well, let me say that if there
don't even know rapping on it.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, if there are lyrics to the song, I've never heard them. But that song
is a long ass intro.
That is funny as shit. I know what happens when this song comes on and there are children around. Like they go crazy. And compared to what other songs kids can be dancing to, I'll take Just Wanna Rock from Lil Uzi Vert. I'll take instrumental of them
doing whatever.
But hey, if that's what y'all want to do for 5 minutes,
and
y'all are peaceful, don't let me slow you down, children.
Don't hurt nobody.
Don't Please go ahead.
Last one up before we go to our final category after this, and then we'll segue into our final topic. Best rap album: Her Loss, Drake and 21 Savage, Michael, Killer Mike, Heroes and Villains, Metro Boomin, King's Disease 3, Nas, Utopia, Travis Scott.
Killer Mike, Michael.
Yeah, that's where I'm going because I've heard that album.
Yeah, no skips.
Yeah, no skips at all. And they got at some point the Grammys got to give the best rap album to the correct person at some point.
Yeah,
to be honest with
it'll happen one day.
All right.
Who won it last year? Nas won it. Was it last year?
Nas won last year, his first Grammy ever.
Yeah. He beat out Pusha T.
Hold on. Let me see. Make sure. Hold on. No, he didn't win it last year. He won it 2021.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Kendrick Lamar won last year.
That's right.
Then the year before that was Tyler Creator, because that's when who got mad? DJ Khaled got mad. Yeah.
Like how these weirdos
Nas won in
shit, they ain't wearing nothing. I wear Jordans.
Come on, man. Stop.
That's how he was. He was
our last category. Best progressive R&B album. Since I Have a Lover, Black. Nova, Terrace Martin, and James Fauntleroy. The Age of Pleasure, Janelle Monáe. SOS, SZA. And someone I don't know if they're going to be able to come, or they're going to come or be able to come to this ceremony. Diddy, the Love album, Off the Grid. So can we safely say that Diddy won't win this category before we even give our final thing? Before we go to our final, is there any way in hell that he can win this category?
I didn't even I honestly didn't even hear people talking about the album in a good way. Like I didn't hear like it was a good album. So I haven't listened to it, but I haven't heard anyone really talking about it.
I've heard the album. It's maybe a couple songs on there that I like. That's it, for real. Yeah.
I'm gonna go because I've heard just about all these. I kind of go I love that Terrace Martin and James Fauntleroy album. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's a pretty good album. But let's switch topics. This is why y'all came here tonight to listen to us. And Stacey cracks open. We tease y'all with our regular topics and talking about other musical different things. My first question to you two both, and you all can go forth with it. It's a 3-part question. I'm gonna give you, it's like an essay in with the blue book. Will we see Diddy before the Grammys? Question 1. If not seeing Diddy there, will we see Diddy at the Grammys? If we don't see Diddy at the Grammys, where will he be in public at a public appearance afterwards? 3-part question.
We gonna see Diddy.
I'm gonna go with you first.
We'll go Stacey.
No, don't go to me first. Go to Scott.
We gonna see Diddy.
Scott, go first.
We gonna see Diddy.
Before. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Go.
Because he likes to party, so we might see him New Year's. He's like showing off the family. He gonna do. He gonna show off the big Christmas. This baby girl first or second Christmas. Baby love. His back to the family now. I got a feeling
it's back to the family.
It's back to the family. It's back to the family now. I got a feeling.
Hey,
I got a feeling he might pull up at Usher's Super Bowl. Not to perform, but I mean I got a feeling.
No, I was wondering that since you said that, I didn't even think about that. What if Usher had him setting him to help him out with his performance?
Yeah. Yeah. Diddy just finna sit down for a couple weeks.
In a couple of weeks.
He just finna chill out for a couple weeks.
Well, all right. So Diddy does do a New Year's Eve party every year. All right, my best friend went to one a couple of years ago. Went to one of the parties, I think in Miami or something. So Diddy's definitely going to still have his New Year's Eve party. Again, we probably still gonna see him on Thanksgiving because he's gonna be talking about how thankful he is for stuff. Christmas, we probably gonna see all the stuff that he got for the kids. I promise you, them teenage daughters are getting matching G-Wagons or something, right? Like this is
Maybachs.
Something's about to happen. But will he be at the Grammys? It depends on what happens over the next couple of months. That's what's going to determine it, because the Grammys won't be until early spring,
about February,
Marchish, somewhere in there. So
February 4th, to be exact.
Yeah. So it honestly depends on what happens over the next couple of months.
So it's the day after the Super Bowl. So it's right after the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it just depends on that, like what's about to happen next. So
it's not gonna be that bad of a thing, though, Scott, because the Super Bowl's in Las Vegas this year, so it ain't like if somebody got to go to both doing something both nights. They can. That ain't nothing.
Yeah, it's right there in LA.
Yeah.
I think he should stay off the grid for a year, but he's not. He's got too much of an ego for that.
Man.
You remember how? Well, I'm not gonna say how. I remember I used to always think to myself, I wish O.J. Simpson would sit down. Because after he got acquitted, OJ never sat his ass down. He was everywhere. He's still out doing shit. And it's like, hey, you literally just got away with murder. Sit your ass down. If he would have sat down, he wouldn't have ended up
until
in
they
jail.
sat him down.
Right. Like when he ended up going to jail, like he simply put, he would not have, none of that would have, if he just would have sat his ass down.
Yeah, just sit down somewhere.
I'd have packed it up and punched it. Do you understand that I would have taken what money I had left? Because, you know, they basically bankrupted him. What I had left, I would have went to Belize, and that's where I would have been. Like, that's it. You don't need that much money to be there. I wish he'd have sat his ass down. So with that being said, I don't think that Sean Diddy Combs is going to sit down. I do think that, so for those that don't know, Diddy was accused over the weekend, or the end of last week, by Cassie of, I also want to say trigger warning. He was accused of Cassie of rape and years of abuse in a lawsuit. And they literally settled within a day. The case was filed on the 16th. On the 17th, they had settled. But I think it scared the hell out.
It's technically filed on the 15th, Stacey. It was filed on the 15th. Technically. It didn't get released for us to the 16th.
Yeah, we
they put it in
later
on the 15th, but it didn't get released and like was stamped, and it didn't get stamped until the 16th. Because she sent it, she did it on Kim Porter's anniversary of her death.
Yeah, by the time we found out, they were settling.
No, I literally have the I'm looking at the jury trial demand. So I'm looking at the trial demand. Like I'm literally looking at the 35-page court document that was filed in the Southern District of New York, and it was filed on 11/16/23. Yep, and at the bottom it's
okay. I thought if they put it in.
Yeah. So November the 16th is when it was submitted. But they were able to, they settled by the 17th. What I was saying is I believe that this lawsuit scared the hell out of him. Now, people are going to say, well, why did she wait so long? Because that's what everyone says about anyone who is a victim of abuse. They always wonder, why do they wait so long? Who knows why she waited? I mean, like there are various reasons I can give as to why I think that she waited. One, fear. Two, when you're dealing with someone who has more money and power than you do, it puts you at that disadvantage of you not being able to easily break away. There's also, people tend not to believe, victims. So there's many reasons as to why. There's also that next week will be the end of the Adult Survivors Act. The Adult Survivors Act is a New York State legislation that was enacted in May of 2002, which amends state law to allow alleged victims of sexual offenses for which the statute of limitations have lapsed to file civil suits for a 1-year period. That period began November the 24th of last year, and it ends November 24th of this year. So to summarize that, this statute, this act allowed victims of past sexual offenses, of past crimes, to be, and their statute of limitations was passed. It gave them a year to file to file a complaint. So Cassie was able to get hers in last week before the statute expired, or before the act expired. But it says by May 2023, roughly halfway through they call it the look back period, nearly halfway through the period, about 130 civil lawsuits were filed under that act. So it's not just.
So how many again was it you said?
Over 100, about 130, and that was as of in May of this year. So just as we got closer and closer to the date, who knows how many more were placed there. So the act. Wait a minute. In 2002, 5 women used the act to sue NBC and Bill Cosby. So yeah. So but
hold on, Cos had a charge in 2002?
Yeah. And in the complaint, the women sued Cosby for assault, battery, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and sued NBC, which at the time produced the Cosby Show, for negligence. The women alleged that Cosby sexually assaulted them at various points from 1969 to 1992. So that's with those 5 women. So there could have been a woman, it happened in 1969. Could have been a woman, it happened in 1986.
It's like a class action suit.
Spread it throughout the whole time he was.
Don't think that it was one woman over that period of time. It was several women through that period of time. So that's the background on that. What, like I said, the charges, I am sure, scared the hell out of Diddy, because if one of the things that she said is true, it is detrimental to his reputation. This 35-page document complaint that I'm looking at, she has dates, she has times, she has places. There is 10 years worth of information in her brain, possibly saved on her phone, wherever, right? These are things that she lived through and is able to easily bring up, and things that can easily be fact checked, right? Just even with her mentioning, he hung this person over a balcony or whatever, right? But then there's a corroborating story that we'd heard before that matches up with that. Or was it Kid Cudi? When she was dating Kid Cudi, Diddy got upset and said he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car. And shortly thereafter, Kid Cudi's car blew up. Cars don't just randomly blow up. They just don't, So like there's a lot that she accused him of. Essentially, big things, of course, are control and abuse. I mean, definitely control financially, physical abuse, as well as sexual abuse, as well as, and I'm going to bring it up, like it's again, trigger warning, that he would have these things called freak offs. And with a freak off, he would hire a male prostitute to have sex with Cassie while he watched and pleasured himself while watching. Now, what I would say is this. This is not kink shaming anybody. The voyeurism is absolutely a kink. It is a fetish. I don't want to call it a fetish. It's absolutely a kink. If you're into voyeurism, that's absolutely fine. The key thing about voyeurism is the consenting adults who are involved in that. Everyone is consenting to what is happening, right? So in a perfect world, Diddy and Cassie would be 2 people who were interested in doing this. They would find a person for her to be intimate with. They would do that. He would watch, and everybody would be smiling and happy when they left. That is not the case here. That's one of the things that she accused him of. But apparently this is something that frequently happened. He would videotape the sessions, and if it was on her, like if something was on her phone, she would delete it, and he'd be like, I still have access to it. So essentially he had been, when they started dating, she was 19, he was 37. And with the power, and then apparently initially she wasn't interested in dating him, and he kind of forced it upon her. So she just ends up in this relationship. The contract that she signed to be an artist to Bad Boy was a 10-album contract. I want to say it again. A 10-album contract. No artist who has been signed to Bad Boy, has dropped 10 albums. Diddy has not dropped 10 albums. Nobody drops 10. No one has dropped 10 albums from Bad Boy, period. It's just never freaking happened. And she was signed to a 10 album deal. When she would try to leave, he would threaten her with, things as far as money or her career were concerned. So, as far as like not even releasing music, I think she just had the one album, I think.
Yeah, so were they dating when she came out with that? What was that song, Me and You? It was that like 06.
That's Ryan Leslie produced that. Ryan Leslie produced that song. Because that song was done. So basically, the story is Ryan Leslie they were dating. He had that song recorded. They worked together. He had that song recorded. Diddy heard it and then basically took his girl and then signed her to the song.
Yeah,
and like have you read some of the stuff where he was making up flyers?
So that's in the suit.
She mentioned that to Ryan Leslie.
Yeah, she was dating. Like I said, she mentions in the suit that she was already dating someone when she met him. But
that's Ryan Leslie, though.
Yeah, Diddy did not care. Diddy was like, I like you and I want you and I'm going to be with you. And essentially kind of pushed himself.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
On her. Not at that time, not literally, but pushed himself towards her, and she's young, she's 19. And this isn't saying, well, she's young and dumb. No, she's 19. She's fucking 19 years old, and this is a 37-year-old man who is at this point. We can say that Diddy was a legend in the music business, whatever, right? The idea that Diddy wants to work with you is at that time is an honor, right? Even though, it's 05, but even still, it's an honor that Diddy wants to work with you, right? So you're there, and now you have all of a sudden you're in a relationship with this person that you didn't necessarily want to be in. Apparently, I guess he was messing with her and Kim Porter at the same time. There just was a whole lot that was happening. But she's young. She's significantly smaller than he is. It's either you're here or you walk away with nothing, and he controls everything. She mentions that she was trying to start kind of keeping money to herself, for herself, because he would always pay for everything. And it wasn't him being chivalrous. It was the control.
I own this shit.
I own this. Or he would get her an apartment, but the apartment would be right next to where he was living. So in New York, there was an apartment there. There were apartments in LA. So if he lived somewhere, he got her a place right by him.
Ooh.
And again, on the outside, it's oh, that's so sweet. And then the reality is no, that's the control. I'm controlling even where you live. I control what you drive. I control what you wear. I control your career. And so as she is suing him for all of these things, because she was signed to a contract with Diddy at Bad Boy, he was technically her employer. So she is able to file as a grievance as an employee. Where is it at? The law firm that she uses is called Wigdor. Wigdor is considered one of the top employment, litigation, and sexual harassment and sexual assault law firms nationwide. So she didn't go. She didn't go to the phone book. Yeah. She went to the correct people and did what she needed to do. Like I said, the things that she was going to be able to reveal, but especially when they started going through discovery and again, she's going to have to essentially prove all of this stuff that she's saying. And it's 35 pages. There are countless things. What I mentioned about their relationship is nothing compared to what's actually out there. And a lot of people feel a certain way. They're like, well, because they settled the next day. And people feel like, well, you know, she just was in it for the money, or why do a civil suit rather than a criminal suit? If, again, with this specific act, it allows you to be able to file a civil suit. When it comes to criminal charges, there are statutes and limitations, as well as for sexual assault and rape victims, and also domestic violence. It is easier, and it's horrible to say this, it's easier to win a civil case than it is the criminal case. Simply put. So when you hear that a woman accuses a man of rape, but then you hear they settled out of court, it was not about the money. It was because with the criminal court case, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that all of these things happened. And it's your word against that other person. You are possibly someone, especially with the celebrities, right? And where I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking about Harvey Weinstein. The women that he was dealing with were women who were young actresses, came to LA, don't have any money, right? You're probably waiting tables day and night, going to auditions, etc. Something happens with you and Harvey, you try to go to the police, you try to go to an attorney, and he's extremely powerful. The amount of money that he has to fight this, you don't even have. You can't afford for 1 hour of an attorney's time. So they tell you that you're not going to win this. What you need to do is settle. You just need to settle. And also when you settle, sign this NDA. And that's what happened with a plethora of Harvey Weinstein victims. With Diddy, Aubrey O'Day told us, a month or two ago, when Diddy when
he was giving the publishing
back, she said that there was an NDA that they were going to have to sign. And she said in that NDA, she couldn't say anything about Diddy, Diddy's mom, Diddy's son, Bad Boy. Like all of these people were listed that she could not say anything bad about in that NDA. And here we are now with Cassie, and most of the things that happened, and it says in the lawsuit that it happened in front of Bad Boy employees. So that's subpoenas for each and every one of them. And I assure you that each and every one of those employees has signed a goddamn NDA. So she scared the hell out of him, because NDA or not, that subpoena don't give a damn about you in that NDA. That's between you and that employer. So it's she scared the hell out of him. But what some people may feel like is a loss, I don't think it is. I think that she opened up a door, she unlocked a door, and there are more people that are going to come through it.
How much did he settle for, did it say?
I don't think it gives an amount.
No, it doesn't. It's undisclosed.
Okay. Yeah, undisclosed. Yeah, undisclosed.
But I have a sneaky suspicion it's 50 million.
Huh?
Somebody said
I have a sneaky suspicion.
Somebody was told it was 80 million.
Like I said, it's going to be undisclosed, but I think that I honestly think that she unlocked a door. And this isn't, that's why I said it depends on what happens over the next couple of months. Because she was able to get her suit filed before the 24th. The 24th is what, Friday? Thursday is Thanksgiving. So who knows what else might come out between now and Wednesday.
Oh, fuck. There's going to be like a video.
Like, because I don't know if the courts are closed on Friday. That I don't know. But definitely people will still be there on Wednesday. So, like, it can get filed. Something can get filed.
I don't know. I think maybe people may not come in on Fridays, but I think it's technically you could still go file for something on Friday.
You probably can. Like I said, I don't know.
It'll be a skeleton staff, there to be
just not a crowd.
Let me say that I know the schedule of the Federal Reserve. I know when the bank closed. I know when ain't no wire transfers going. on. I don't know. I don't know about the courts per se, but I can tell you when you ain't getting no wire transfer getting done. So everybody that's supposed to get paid on Friday, you probably gonna have your check on Wednesday.
Yeah, you get it Wednesday.
Or if you gotta credit you and you mess around and have it tomorrow. So that's that. But yeah, I think that this is the beginning. I don't think this is over with. This isn't over with at all. This is absolutely the beginning. This is Hannibal Buress.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
With the Cosby.
This is Hannibal Buress. And so for those that don't know, Bill Cosby had been accused long before we knew it, right? And comedian Hannibal Buress, during a set,
he just brought it up.
He made a joke about it. And he was like, "You guys don't believe me?" He was like, "Google it. Google Bill Cosby rape allegations." And people went, the video kind of went viral, and people kind of started looking and were like, "Wait a minute, what?" And shit just kind of hit the fan from there. But the information was always there.
Yeah, people just didn't know.
We just didn't know it, right? So
just like we remember when R. Kelly married Aaliyah, but we just didn't have social media, so we didn't have social media, right? It was like, oh, they wasn't married.
And even to that point with R. Kelly, right? Like there were newspapers in Chicago that were doing stories on what was going on. They had done stories about R. Kelly, and we see how long it took for something to actually happen. But sometimes all you need is just somebody to light that fuse. You need to unlock that door. And what I feel happened, I think Cassie just unlocked that door. I think that there are going to be more people who come forward. Somebody mentioned the Carisha girl. I know nothing about her, right? I know nothing about her to really have an opinion. But I'll say this, from what I have seen, I feel like Carisha is one of them girls who's like, "Well, hey, do that to me."
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
And he just bought me a new bag. And he finna flew me out. He flew me out.
Yeah. So I feel like
he finna flew me out.
Look, there are. How do I say this? There are some women out there who are absolutely fine with what Cassie had to deal with. They would have been absolutely fine with it. They would have fallen in line, and that's what that would have been their life.
Well, we saw with Carisha, that was his public girlfriend for like the last 2-3 years, and then he just had a baby with her last year with a whole nother chick.
Yeah.
And I think the chick was on his staff.
That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah, like one of his assistants or something.
Right. And ain't she still standing by him? Like, still be hanging out with him, all that shit? Like, you can't have a baby on me. That's just, that's all. You got to draw the line somewhere.
But that's what you think, that she's about the money then at that point, right?
Yeah, I think if you are with Diddy, there's a lifestyle that you will be able to lead, right? He's always going to be extravagant. You're always going to be in the finest cars. You're going to be in private jets. You're going to be on these amazing vacations. You're going to get all these things. And if that's something that you truly care about, and it doesn't matter what else he has going on, if this is the relationship that y'all have, it works for you. So if your relationship is, he lets me do this and the other, or he has me do these things, but he buys me all of that, and you're fine with it, that's that, right? If two people consent to doing some shit, whether I agree with it or not, that's what you consented to do. That's what y'all chose to do. So if that's the situation, if that's the lifestyle that she's living, and again, I'm not going to say that he is doing anything to her that's wrong. I don't know the answer to that. I can't, because the reality is someone can abuse one person and not abuse anybody else. That part. So I'm not going to accuse him of abusing old girl, but in the event that he is, or there is some weird shit that's happening, I mean, if you're getting to live the lifestyle that you want to, you get to go into these parties that you would have never gotten invited to. People know you who would have never have known you because, yeah, City Girls is up, but the people don't know who the fuck the City Girls are. They know who Diddy is. Okay? And she gets invited to things because of her affiliation to Diddy. That's that, right? So,
she won 2 podcast awards with like 6 episodes.
Yeah, she drop every 6 months. How you beating drink champs?
Yep. And so thus, why would I give that up? I mean, but that's his ex though. He ain't do that to me.
He good to me.
He good to me.
Is that what he called?
Or he know not to run that on me.
He don't do that. He don't do that shit to me. That's on her. That's what she wanted to sit up and do. Like, that's on her. That ain't me. Cause a bitch like me.
She just want a sugar daddy.
Cause supposedly she got like an allowance of $250,000 or something a month. Like,
listen, look.
And the City Girls are making $250,000 a month.
I'm just saying, $250,000 for 1 month of service.
And I ain't even got to see you every day.
What all I got to what all I got to do for that $250? I got to keep my mouth shut. I got to sign this NDA. What I got to do? Oh, I got to fuck some male prostitute. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and
can't talk shit about your mama.
Right. So. Yeah, I think that this, like I said, I believe that this opened up a door. This unlocked the door. And even if the 24th comes and goes, and there are people who aren't able to file a civil suit, I still believe that anything can happen. And again, this was in New York, so I don't know what other states may have something. And that's another thing, because the rape and the abuse happened in more than one state. She was able to also charge him with sex trafficking because things went across state lines.
Multiple states. You moving me around.
You're moving me around. With that, like I said, we know New York is done after the 24th. I don't know if there's a similar act or what the statutes are in other states. So again, it could be anything can happen. I'm very intrigued to see how this goes over the next couple of months.
And my thing is, a question for y'all is, how do people react to dealing with him going forward? Like, who jumps up and wants to deal with it? Because I personally think a lot of people don't like dealing with him in general. Like, even before this, like, I just feel like a lot of the people that are really they kind of he's like a necessary person to have around, but nobody really wants to hang out with Diddy. I feel like in general, like they don't like him. But who can really work with him now? Like, and really that is established, not somebody that's from Milwaukee trying to come up, but like an established artist that would like, yo, I'm just gonna be hanging and working with the Diddy.
So allegedly there was a picture of like Naomi Campbell and Janet Jackson and Diddy, and they I guess was posted on one of their social media pages, and they removed it after the Diddy allegations came out. So here's the fucked up part. Nothing's going to change.
Mary J still gonna be singing with him.
Like, that's the fucked up part. We can't get folks to stop listening to R. Kelly. We can't get people to
I think it's been a nice simmer on him though. I don't hear him as much.
There's a simmer now, but how long did that take?
That took a minute.
And
you still gonna hear "Step in the Name of Love" at like a family reunion.
Right. Like it had to finally get to a point where the media had to stop playing the songs because the world wasn't going to do it. The world was not going to cancel him or stop supporting him in any way. So I feel like with Diddy, I don't think anything is going to change. There are definitely going to be people who will take a stand and not deal with him or not go to his party or something like that. But I think overall, he's going to be okay. At some point, he won't be okay. Like, right? Like, I think some shit is going to come out. But I think right now, he's all right. He may sit down for a bit. He may chill out. We may not see him until New Year's, but I think something's coming out. And there was some white psychic lady or something. Like, there was
she could predict
video.
Yeah, I saw.
She predicted the shit so I didn't go down a rabbit hole because I have been reading the Bible lately. Me and Jesus have been kicking on the ass. I'm going from beginning to end. I have made it. I'm up to 1 Samuel. David just beat Goliath when I was on my lunch break. So I'm trying to just keep my spirit aligned in one direction, and I didn't want to go down the psychic lady stuff. But I was like, if somebody watches them and summarizes, just come back and tell me what it said. But yeah, the psychic lady, like was it like May of this year, was like that she saw something was happening, right? She said she saw like a woman kind of standing there and saying something or something like that, or no. What she said, was she talking to Kim Porter?
It was Kim Porter. She said she was a medium, and she talked to Kim Porter.
She was a medium. She's talking to Kim Porter, and was like, it's something like some truth was going to come out, and that it was something was going to happen probably like around November or whatever. So like I said, we're going to see some things. We're going to, like I said, and I don't normally.
But I mean, he's already lost a little bit of bread already. They said that he's lost a couple of sponsors from Revolt. He had to shut down some parties and stuff this weekend. So you think they'll come back? All these sponsors will be back with Revolt and be back with, with people wanting to support the liquor? Or do you think that this is just he's a little bump in the road? Like as you said before, nothing's going to change.
I think, like I said, he settled quickly. He settled so quick. I mean, within 24 fucking hours, they were settled.
They say Cassie got paid before all the bad boy artists.
Listen. Like, they settled so quick. He had to. And again, with you mentioning that loss of sponsorship, right? Generally speaking, companies don't want to be associated with any sex crimes or whatever, right? Domestic violence they'll fuck around with, but not necessarily a sex crime. So, if something has already been lost, I don't think those sponsorships are going to come back. He's just going to make up their money somewhere else. I feel like if he wouldn't have again with the settlement, ideally the settlement doesn't mean that he was guilty or that he was innocent, right? This wasn't a criminal charge or whatever, right? So we have no idea what the terms of the settlement were or anything like that. There may be some companies who are like, okay, we're good. There may be some companies who are like, yeah, we don't want to fucking chance it. But like I said, I think he's okay for right now. In the long term, some shit is going to go down. That's what I think. I think in the long term.
Yeah, man. Can you? I believe all this stuff 100%, but I can't believe that somebody actually got it this far. Like I believe everything she said in here. But I'm just surprised that he let it get this far.
Yeah, that's it. I was fucking that damn Beats, Rhymes, and Lyrics group, whatever the hell, on Facebook. I don't know. I need to leave the group, but I can't. It's a train wreck, and I keep watching. But there was somebody posted earlier about Cassie, and was like, he posted Cassie and her husband, and we're like, I ain't heard nothing about Cassie and her husband being together. He probably divorced her once he found out all that shit about what happened with her and Puffy. And I'm like, any man who leaves a woman because of her past trauma is not a man at all. And then
also, did you see the video where he ran like 50 miles or whatever for like domestic violence abuse, domestic assault people, and like he's holding Cassie after he finished.
Yeah, I think, like I said, any man, they're still married. 2, the idea that he would leave once he found out, whatever, that's like, he didn't love her then. Like, I'm sorry. And I also understand that if you are a victim of sexual assault trauma or any trauma, right, and you are with a partner, there's some healing that you're going to have to do before you try to be in a relationship with somebody. Like there's a lot of communication and things like that need to happen. I don't believe that her husband had no idea before they got married. I feel like, but even with that, again, the idea of, even if it all just came out today or it came out that day that she filed the thing, right? I'm sure that he was with her when she went to file. He probably was right by her side when she was talking to the attorneys and when she made the decision to tell her story. He's probably right behind her. So again, the idea that, oh, well, no, that nigga, he probably left. But like, what man want a woman that's like that? And again, this is like literally a comment that was like on Facebook. And I'm like, I said, dude. Like,
did a lot of people agree, or they were like, get up out of here, dude?
There are people who were liking it. Dudes was like, real talk. But you know, the state of the men on the internet today. But yeah, I think I'm actually happy that she has a supportive partner to get through this. Because again, you've already been through the trauma, right? Whatever counseling or healing or whatever you needed to do to get into a better space, you're there. But now you also have a supportive partner that's with you, because I'm sure she has trouble sleeping at night. I'm sure that there are certain things that may trigger her or whatever, right? Like, so just to be able to have someone that's there. And again, she was so young.
Did they have a baby, or did they have two kids?
I
know she had one.
There
two
is,
daughters.
Yeah,
2 daughters. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yep. Yeah, the two. Yeah, one was in 2019, the other one in 2021.
Okay, yeah, a couple years apart.
So
take that, Diddy, take it.
Take it.
So is your final thought, Stacey? Is you said nothing's going to change unless something else comes out. You think again, nothing's going to change. You don't think this really is going to hurt his career?
I think a door has been opened. I think a lot of the allegations, all that stuff that she listed, and the way that it's listed can be verified, right? There's a journalist out there who is right now, since that story dropped,
own it.
Probably working around the clock trying to corroborate everything. So like I said, it's not over. It's not over. It's going to be quiet for a minute, but it's not over with at all.
Scott, what's your thoughts on everything, man?
I think like you said, I think something else gonna come out like next month. Farnsworth Bentley gonna be like, man, you know, he was nah.
Hey, so I'm an internet
if
stalker.
You want to know who know where the skeletons are hid? That's who knows. Is young Farnsworth.
So no, the funny thing, you just said that. I went on Cassie's page. She put up a brand new picture right when she dropped it. The day before she dropped this picture of her, because she's a Ford model. It's like a picture of her and everything. Dope photo shoot she did. Farnsworth Bentley is in the comments like, "Yo, love, you look amazing." And then it drops, and there's 40 different replies up under him. What you know? You didn't see something.
That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, she was, like I said, she was so young. And think about, you're 19 and you want to be a star, whatever the hell you got going on. And
it's somewhat a tragic tale, though, too, Stacey.
Yeah, this is your first.
With another dude that was a producer, the guy that kind of brought you around, kind of got you up. You went for the kind of glitz and glamour that you thought it was going to be for, and left the other producer that kind of put you in the game, went to this, and then you in hell.
Well, and I'll say this, though. The way that it looks, it doesn't look like, yes, so it's like she may have was with Ryan Leslie and ended up with Diddy, but it doesn't seem like she left Ryan Leslie for Diddy. Does that make sense? Like, Diddy was like, no, it's gonna be me and you. So like,
yeah, he's like, he took it.
Oh, you said like he forced me later leave. Like,
right? Like you were going to be with me. Like, where? Oh, let me pull my thingy back.
And he probably just kicked Ryan Leslie some dollars.
Yeah.
Like, go on, make your little diamond girl.
In there, that she was.
Don't make your diamond girl. And what's so crazy is like his second single was the song with Cassie, and Diddy wouldn't let her be in the music video.
Is that the one with Fab rapping?
Yep, Addicted.
I'm addicted. Yeah.
Yep.
That was the
It's
cut,
another girl
too.
that kind of like Cassie, but it ain't her.
Yeah, I always tripped off that. I was like, man, ain't that Cassie on the song?
Although
That's not Cassie.
Mr. Combs knew that Miss Ventura was in a relationship at the time, and even though he was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter, Mr. Combs nevertheless pursued Miss Ventura. At an after party in a hotel suite following Miss Ventura's 21st birthday party, Mr. Combs pulled Miss Ventura into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. Miss Ventura did not consent to this unwanted contact. She immediately ran out of the bathroom in the hotel suite and cried. She told her best friend at the time about what happened, was too scared to tell anyone else.
Mm.
And then there's other mentions of at the VMAs, Miss Ventura's boyfriend at the time joined her and Mr. Combs at a table at the award ceremony. Mr. Combs became angry, telling Miss Ventura that the invitation to the award ceremony was only for her and not for her significant other. So yeah,
he was on some gorilla pimping.
Yeah. Yeah, the fake flyer situation. Yeah, it's insane. So, but it ain't over. That's it.
Can't stop, won't stop.
All right.
Bad
Stacey, where
boy,
can people
baby.
hit you up at on the interweb?
Don't hit me up, but if you must, at Stacey Adams, Stacey with the E, Adams with the Z. I'm on every platform known to man.
Scott, where can he hit you up at?
Hit me up everywhere at Cool Ass Scott. I'm just sitting around talking shit.
Well, man, Diddy, I hope you get the help you want. I never liked you since '96, so I don't care about you. Honest with you, I ain't liked you since '96. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's I've been telling people about this cat for years, and everybody's like, "You a hater. You a hater.
You a conspiracy theorist."
Yeah, Diddy is poison. This is some shit. Like I said, it's reading the complaint, and for most people to know, usually when anyone comes out with rape allegations, I always read the complaint. Like, I don't just go off of the headline. I actually go and I read the complaint, and usually, so anything that I mention about the case is usually me coming literally from, like, I've seen the documentation about it. Like, this is some mess, or like, no, this nigga did this shit, and I'm usually right. I'm rarely wrong. I'm rarely wrong. I'm being like, this nigga did that shit.
Have you read somewhere you be like, man, this is some bullshit?
Right. Like, well, hell, reading this case is like, golly. But like I said, especially like with Bill Cosby shit or whatever, right? Reading really the history of that case and just learning that women for decades had been going to the police trying to get help, and the police were like, Bill Cosby. Okay, ma'am. We'll write it down. We'll get right on that. And nobody fucking believed them. With OJ, when the fucking Nicole was killed, like, they brought him to the police station. Everybody's trying to get his autograph, and this man just literally killed us. So, like, there's this level of celebrity, like, people like, oh, I don't believe it. Like, I believe that shit. Like, you'd be surprised what money and power can do. And yes, it helps a lot more if you're white, but being black, it ain't that bad either.
How'd you say that Ahmad Rashad and Felicia Rashad had the wildest wedding photo? Just Google it when you get time.